Hey, what's up, guys? It's Renaldo here, and this video is going to focus on Julius Malema. The question is, what's wrong with Julius Malema? It's reached a point where a lot of people are concerned just looking at him, and usually you could wait until he speaks, and then you can go, oh, there's something wrong there. Now he doesn't even have to open his mouth, and people are asking, something isn't right. And I'm going to show you a video from a couple of days ago, and I want to get your opinion on this. So I muted the video because you don't want to hear that guy singing. He's got a terrible voice. But just look at the mannerisms of Julius Malema. Firstly, a massive amount of weight loss, the googly eyes, the clear paranoia. If you just look at how he's looking around, he looks very spaced out, as you can see from the way that he's clapping. There's clearly something going on here, and a lot of South Africans are asking, what's the problem here? What's wrong with Julius Malema? And I think it's a fair question to ask, because if just look at him, it looks like somebody is controlling his movements. Now, the reason I ask this is because he's a member of parliament, and you need to be with it in order to be a member of parliament. I know that there are many members of parliament that if you had to examine if they've got a brain, you'll probably won't find one. But this is an individual that sits on a committee that elects judges. Now, if you are incapacitated to some form or another, you then obviously do not have the ability to fulfill your mandate. And as taxpayers and ratepayers, I think we have a right to ask, whether or not tests can be done to understand whether Julius Malema is still competent enough to be in that position. Don't think it's a difficult question. We know that he's been through a lot. He's been accused of being an extremist, and that's why he hasn't, or he's not able to get a visa to the United Kingdom anymore. There's rumors flying around of a divorce. There's also, clearly, the fact that the EFF as a political party is collapsing. Many people are expecting them to get below 3% in the next election. So is that weighing him down? And then, of course, the fact that he doesn't really have any cadres that support him anymore. Floyd Shivambu dropped him like a hot potato, and Ndlozi dropped him like a hot potato. And now the only people left in the EFF are those that want to use him to gain power within the EFF. So there's a lot of negative things that's happening to Julius Malema right now. And I hear you. A lot of you are saying, couldn't have happened to a nicer person. And I get that. But we are better than that. We are individuals that even when a person sings songs about killing you, we still don't wish ill on that person. I mean, let God decide what happens to him, Who are we to judge? But what I will say is there's clearly something up there. And as a member of parliament that makes decisions on behalf of millions of people, 63 million people to be exact, I think that it's important that this testing be done, whether it is a brain scan, other tests for substances. Not saying that that is what's going on here, but I'm just saying that clearly something is up. And we have a right as taxpayers and ratepayers to hold these people accountable and ask them, are you capable of serving the interest of the public? I mean, the thing is, we all know that companies have testing that they can do on their employees. But for some strange reason, we don't have that in parliament or in any sphere of government when it comes to politicians. Now, that is obviously problematic because ultimately you, as the taxpayer and the ratepayer, pay for politicians to be where they are. Therefore, I believe that you have a right to ask for testing to be done. Obviously within reason. I mean, you can't ask somebody every day to go for testing. But I think a bare minimum of if one request every 6 months or a request once a year, I don't think that is unreasonable. And especially because these people are the ones that make decisions that impact the entire South Africa, I only think it's reasonable to ask for politicians to go for these type of testing. So if it's psychological, we need to know. If it is other things, we need to know. If it's personal health issues, obviously you don't have to share what it is. But I mean, if it's going to affect your performance and your ability to fulfill your job, then definitely that is in the interest of the public to know about, so that you can be replaced and a competent person can be put in there to fulfill that job. So don't have answers, but I do have the question of what is wrong with Julius Malema? And hopefully we can get an answer, because, a member of parliament, very senior position, very important position. And if he is not capable of fulfilling that role, then he needs to be replaced as soon as possible. So that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to smash that like button. Please be sure to subscribe. Please be sure to share this video far and wide. And most importantly, if you like this channel and if you support this channel, please consider becoming a member, become part of the family. You can do that by clicking the join button below, and it'll cost you R39.99 a month. And that's all I got to say. Till later, cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre.